Everyone, I'm here with Leviatán's Go Kid, a very convincing map 1 victory for you all. Now, I have to ask you, the pickups of Calm and Tex were very unexpected. What do they add to the team, and how did we see that today in map 1?
Well, I think they just fit the chemistry. You know, it could have been anyone. I think they just had the right chemistry that we needed, both in game and outside the game. And I mean, the team is flowing a lot, again, inside and outside the game. So I think they were just the perfect fit for us.
Yeah, amazing fit. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great to hear there from Coach Go Kid, and we'll see how this Leviatán team fares going into map 2, but I think everyone is quite optimistic, especially after what we just saw for map 1 on Bind. Of course, Golden Boy here alongside Mimi and Ender. And Ender, I'll start with you on this one, buddy, because that was a great game for both teams. I think both teams showed a lot of really cool ideas, especially with the Gecko. They were all trying unique things to try and give them that leg up. But good God, you just cannot argue with Aspas, man.
The 5 reasons, ASPAS. You just can't do anything about this man. He just comes back and dominates them. It was crazy. I mean, the things he was doing here, playing off the utility from his teammates, setting him up perfectly to find these openers. Like, he was back in a big way.
He just knows where to put himself at all times.
Last year with Harbor Viper meta, he was in Jet prison. And there is no one else that I would say Jet is a prison except for Aspas, because this guy's raise is just so good. On top of that, the mechanics are incredible as well. The way he uses the verticality on this map, satcheling up and down, repositioning himself in every fight is excellent. On top of his already incredible aim, it is unbelievable what this guy can pull off. You can't forget he was the MVP last year, and he's putting up performances like that.
So this is great because the number 374 is so large, they actually had to shrink it down so that it wouldn't overwhelm the 2.3.
So it can fit the graphic perfectly fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 31 kills that he dropped in that game. He is quite good at this video game. People have been saying, the streets were in fact talking. But there's still even more to dive into here because there were some, again, great ideas that were being implemented. It wasn't just the Aspas show, even though it kind of was.
Well, it was because of those ideas, right? They were running the
Yes.
flash combo in the Sky and the Gecko, which is so unbeatable when those are going out at the same time. And they were looking for it constantly, both on attack with the execs and also defense, looking for refights, looking for retakes. That combo just cannot be beaten. It set up Aspas to get so many kills, but really set them up to win so many rounds throughout.
Yeah, in the first half, it was about him diving in with that combo, setting him up. And on the defense, I was impressed with how mobile they were with those combinations. We even saw rounds where they're sending the Sky Flash through the TP to meet up with the Gecko towards showers. That combination is just so strong, and I thought that they did an absolutely stellar job at maximizing the time where those two pieces of utility were being used in conjunction, and this round's a great example of it.
Yeah, it's the retake here, too. We have Sky Flash coming over from elbow, and then a rotating Gecko throwing that flash all the way over the top. These players are mid-fight getting blasted, and you have Calm swinging out of the smoke to play alongside with it. That wasn't even an example of the combo coming in, but it's an example of how, when they can separate those flashes, when they come together, you can do miracles.
And the thing is, they used the combo earlier in that round for information, but because it's Gecko, you can recover it and pick it back up.
That was wild to me. I'm seeing pick up, you got 5 seconds. Oh, great.
Yeah, you really have to build a game plan around recovering that. And I did feel like the Fade Gecko comp was a miss compared to how good the Sky Gecko combinations were. You can see some moments where the Fade is good, but you don't have that same kind of unbeatable potential of the Sky Flash and the Gecko Flash used together when you take that Fade into your draft.
And I'm so glad that we saw that combo getting played today, because I think Bind is the map where it shines to the most. Because of the teleports, you can play your flashes on opposite sides of the map, which gives you so much fighting ability there. But as you said, when they come together, unbeatable.
Well, we did hear from the coach of the winning team. Let's go ahead and hear from Coach Six and see what is going on with the squad as we get ready for the 100 Thieves in map 2.
Everyone, I'm here with Coach Zix from 100 Thieves. A very close map 1, but still, Leviatán ran with it. I want to ask you a question. Mimi said before the match that 100 Thieves fans have been in, quote, the pits of despair as of the last competitive season. But I would like to give you a chance to respond to that, because you are the coach this year. This is your turf. This is your rules. What do you have to say to that? What do you have to say to the 100 Thieves fans who heard that?
I mean, well, we're doing our best to dispel that for sure. I mean, I'd say we've been working really hard outside of the server. In the server, outside of this match, obviously, to prepare for today and to prepare for the rest of the year. It's going to be a long year. We're coming in confident I think, you know, the map 1 was not as confident as we had hoped. And there was a lot of little details that were different from what we had in practice. So I would say moving forward into next match, that was one of the key highlighted things that we talked about, was making sure on a team play level that we're just playing as confident as possible, swinging them hard, and making sure the details are good on these strats that we've practiced.
Yeah, well, y'all look great regardless. So best of luck with map 2. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I actually couldn't agree more with Coach Zix on that one. Especially facing off against Aspas and King, and you need to swing with that kind of confidence. Otherwise, they will punish you. Yeah,
I'm ready to get out of the pit.
You want to be out of the pit, maybe?
I'm ready to get out of it. And I really do think that this team, well, we did see some of those issues he was mentioning in the first map. We did see that they had that idea, that identity going in, that they played to fairly well. However, I think that they were just outclassed here. Now the question is, on map number 2, on Split, what is the idea they're bringing in here? Because that's all that Zix has been talking about in the offseason, setting up these ideas ahead of time for the team and then giving them the space to go for those risks on their own. And that's what I felt like was missing in that first map.
And hearing him talk about like the details that aren't going wrong, I'm really curious what his read, whether it's on a more like macro level of how they're playing together as a team and like moving on a map, or whether it is in the execution of the utility. And I'm wondering, like, because to me, making sure all those timings and everything are perfect, and going into a map like Split, you want to see that with like a comp that's trying to combo aggressively your breaches, your raises, that sort of thing. If it is more how it is around the map, though, that's when we're seeing the heavy stall comps come to play.
But I'm still scared for them, because I think a lot of what went excellent for Leviatán on map number 1 can continue here. I expect Aspas on the raise. I expect Double Initiator to be setting up. They were so good at supporting him in map 1, and the guy looks impossible to shut down. If he has another map like that and the team supports him in the same way they did on Bind, the series could be over.
Counterpoint, Boostio. Man was fragging. Like he brought out the Sheriff. He could not be beaten with the Sheriff. He's doing a surprising amount of offing, which I don't feel like I am fully on board with. Don't expect to see it on this map, but I mean, you're talking about getting out of the pits.
I think let's peel that experiment
Man is standing up out of his chair like every other minute. You know, he's getting active.
Well, he's going to need to be that person for this team, though. He has to be that emotional leader for them. They have been, I think, lacking that for a while. So this is going to be a big thing for them, and he fills that gap.
We already saw it map 1. He's yelling, he's getting loud for his team. That's what he brings to this squad, and that's where he's going to be so important after that tough map loss.
Oh, man. All right, well, we're getting ready for the Agent Select. And as soon as that pops up, we'll see what we're going to be playing with here. As both teams are getting ready to go. And, you know, for a lot of 100 Thieves fans, they see the 0-1 and they're probably like, oh, no, not again. But I think this is a very different type of situation than what we've seen in the past. And I think it goes without saying, this is an insanely competitive group. And that is the reason why you're seeing them having to pull out all the punches here. We end up getting a Raze, Asterisk, Gecko, Viper, and Fade for the Thieves.
So they are very committed to this Fade Gecko idea.
Yeah, the Fade Gecko. Also, that's an EU classic on this map, going way back in the day.
Combo played this agent anywhere. He was revolutionary.
Combo play this game in another game if he has an opportunity to.
Yeah, but it's literally like the meme. The first people they learn about Split is, oh, you shouldn't be playing Sova here, you should play something else. But I do think there is merit to that. The combos with the Breach can be so oppressive, especially if you have cross-map lineups to support your teammates to be able to fight forward on extremities, combined with that Breach stun.
But it's always been a point of contention regarding whether or not you bring the Sova to Split. And Calm is just like, yes. So let's...
I mean, the usual argument always against it is like, there aren't many walls to actually spam, right? And a lot of the chokes, like, you're not usually getting spam kills off of your dart going through smoke side.
And the skybox makes it really difficult to get those cross-map darts that make Sova so good on Fracture, so good on Ascent. It's a lot harder to support your team, which means you need a lot of preset lineups and ideas, but I think Calm will have that.
That said, this is a map where you're not used to shooting breakable utility, Fade Eyes, Sova darts. Like, that is another element that you have to be turning around and dealing with.
And remember how well that worked for EG last year on Fracture? When they were the first team to bring Sova out there, when Calm did that, they were shocking teams because it's a muscle memory that you don't have built up. On Ascent, in your scrims, you're talking about, okay, this guy's the dart breaker in this round. This is how we're setting all that up. 100 Thieves, again, is going to have to learn that on the fly.
Also, what I'm kind of interested with this particular pick from Calm is he's going to have some really nerdy spots. He's going to put some shock darts in that's going to cause some problems for people, I think. And it may just play it close to the chest, potentially, just to try and, like, not rely on the skybox too much and just play with his team a bit more. That's an option.
Well, the weird thing is, a lot of times, Sova can be a really good Cypher counter that we see a lot on this map, but he's not playing against it to use shock darts to break all of that utility. He's not going to have to use any of that because he's not playing against it. So this is not a full look at the Sova on this map for any teams that are maybe trying to put together what exactly the Sova's about.
That's right. And we do want to update everyone. Just as you can see, you know, the Busio hasn't sitting down yet. Dang it, Busio, sit down. I'm kidding. We just got a little bit of an issue right
He looks like he's yelling at you.
Is he looking at his own?
Busio, Poppy,
That's me.
Poppy, we gotta do crunches, okay? That's what we gotta do. That's how we lose that.
Busio is so silly.
Do the One Punch Man thing, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups every single day. I love that.
What I want to talk about, though, is the comp on this other side. Though, what do you make of the Gecko fade here?
Honestly, I think Gecko is pretty sweet in terms of obviously always being able to plant in a safe position, like the Gecko, and especially on retaking. I think that is where on split it thrives. The retake or the plant spots, the spike spots to plant it are in such easily spammable locations from offsite. Like outside from B main, you can get the spam. You can spam from A heaven on the common spot there.
Enlist some extra labor.
Yeah, some labor. But now, if you drop a smoke on that spike and put wings on it, you hold. Like it's very hard to play offsite. This is a composition that is meant on defense to punish teams that play heavy offsite.
And you get a lot of info from that fade. You can re-clear with the cats in main. You also get season 8 combos, but you're giving up the line control of that breach stun to help take mains. You're giving up the flash combos that we talked about so much on the last map. So it plays very differently than the Gecko we just saw in Bind.
For sure. It is a big loss, the line control, but to make up for it, there are some pretty good vertical Gecko locations, especially over on that A side of the map, to get very easy scouting. If you want to, you can do some dizzies thrown through mid from like vents to mail. It's a little bit harder to actually gather back for yourselves. It's hard to get that forward information, and that's where I think something like a fade can supplement that. Fade dogs to scout out are a little bit better than throwing a Gecko dizzy that isn't so easy to reclear.
Yeah, and then they could just continue to, well, use that particular piece of utility from Gecko when they absolutely need to, right? They can really rely on some of the other, I guess, tools that are available to them here. Once again, folks, just want to let everyone know we got a little bit of a delay. We will be starting in a moment, but for now, you're just going to stick with us here as we're just starting our little podcast. We're just, GB and his Zoomers, and we're going to be doing our thing. But we'll be jumping to the matchup in just a little bit. That said, let's continue to dive a bit more into the other side here for Leviatán. Oh, wait a minute. Folks, I just got word. We're jumping into the game. It's map 2, so let's go ahead and make this bad boy happen. Send it back over to your casters extraordinaire. It's Vasily and Rivington.
Thanks, GB and Riv. You know, when we started the match and we were at the vetoes and then Split was picked by Leviatán, I saw smirks and smiles from Busio and from Ziggs at Split. I don't think they were expecting a Sova and a Breach to support Aspas now on this map.
No. But remember as well, I love this because Calm also brought us some amazing darts on Fracture as well when they would play on that. He knows these angles that you just aren't thinking about. He'll put darts on the roof. He'll put them on the side where you're not looking. So it'll be interesting. The one thing that people shy away from to talk about that Sova is all the elevation changes on this map make it difficult for him to even use that ult effectively unless it's for the spike plant. You can't really search people out. So we'll see how they focus on that post game, or if they try to do some Ascent style up the gut plays with this ultimate from Sova, that Hunter's Fury. Starting off towards A, the Death Ball from Leviatán.
And a full kit for Calm. 2 shock darts and an owl drone. We're walking up first, and Hazino just got tapped for a bit here with the wall out on the defense. As Asuna is on the off angle. Support from EU. The crossfire setup is good for the 4. King is the last player remaining now. Spike out in the open. The 1v1 at least to start things off. Bang with the support from the back. And 100 Thieves are not allowing Leviatán to show us what this comp is all about.
No way. Up the ramp, down the ramp. Exactly what Lev just did. 100 Thieves rolling right over him. Quick 2 kills from Asuna and EU, and that felt predicted. 100 Thieves in a beautiful position there to crossfire at the top of ramp and be able to finish it out there with Bang coming up on the side. We'll kind of spread out for this one. A little bit more of a default defense for 100 Thieves, but Leviatán now will switch sides. So they leave Calm as that rotator. They don't have the Viper to throw up a wall and then lurk back and forth by putting that wall up and down. So it's going to be Calm that rotates, and that's fine with them. One of the best lurkers out there for Americas. And it looks like they'll just put a little bit of pressure onto B, see what utility they can find, and see if they can figure out what they're going to be up against at each site.
Yeah, you could see the idea between that. It seems like it's going to be King supporting Aspas, and it makes sense, right? Because if you're trying to Alan Jones satchel up, you're going to satchel past the Alan Jones. You're not trying to play that Sky style of a flash up towards the ramp, so you're going to need to explode a little bit more with King on that breach. But Calm now on this Silva, able to play a lurk, but we want to know what he could do here. Walking through, Judge right in the corner, bang, easy runs. Okay.
Woohoo. Quick retaliation from Asuna, too. Look at the util help just to regain this position. They don't want to approach the Judge, though. Smart play.
We saw that thing coming through. King last player remaining. Fastly done for 100 Thieves. Convincing holds on both the E ramp and now middle for round number 2.
Asuna having almost a mirror start to what Aspas did on our last map of Bind. Very close to the ultimate to start. This is going to help now 100 Thieves get that start that they wanted if they can fold over into these ultimates. Setting up for bonus. We'll have just 2 Phantoms on the board versus the Vandals we see. And quick plays from Bang to start it off here. All right, a lot of just push forward and Lev trying to gain this space without too much util on those first few rounds. 100 Thieves absorbing it very well, but this is the question. Oh, still pushing from 100 Thieves.
So much util coming out. Wow, this bonus, they want to trap it right away. Sees Nate on top of that. It does get a couple of tethers, but no kill on the nades. But there's 3 right there. They know there's 3 players inside the sewers, forcing Leviatán to just hold their ground.
That means nobody else on the map has to move either, right? They have a good enough idea of what's going on. Anchors at B and still towards mid here from Bang. And they're going to give up a bit of position. Knowing Leviatán may try to stronghold the site fast here as they go up towards mailroom maybe. 100 Thieves trying to just position themselves. You can see Asuna deciding whether he wants to rotate through heaven or not, but they stay, and it's coming up to Bang now.
Been good in this position before, but this time only with the stinger. So it's a one and done and couldn't get the one. Aspas to answer right back to even up the tally. Asuna at least has a showstopper here. This could be important, crucial for 100 Thieves on the retake. Still alive in the site for now. Paranoia comes out for the execution. We're saving that showstopper, using it right away to try to outbound, and it works. Connects onto Aspas, and his spike is down. Trade off there on the top of the B heaven. Mazina now stuck alone.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left as he's alone. Picking up the spike. At least looking to fight here the last 2 players. He knows where Boostio's at. But also not disappeared since he threw this rocket. Now there's that first nice shot, and even gets the second one. That is something you're not going to like from the 100 Thieves camp.
No, because everything about A was to get that position, get the orb for Asuna, get into that showstopper, get B, and they had it. But Mazino had much different results for the end of this round. Great pickup on the last 2 kills, able to thwart out the fact that such an early ultimate, like a showstopper, was gained by 100 Thieves, but it didn't matter. Lev comes up with that bonus win, and they're going to feel very good about it. Even with that read 100 Thieves had, Lev positioning and getting themselves into that clutch situation.
Yeah, countered the bonus. There's one of those recon darts going out, landing towards orange, it seems like. Clearing out towards the right side of the pillar, but instantly we got some smokes and snake bites on the other end for the Thieves, not allowing any type of explosion from Leviatán, so they have to reset.
Following the drone. Interesting to see how they'll play around it. He's like, okay, it's a drone. I'm going to haunt back. Funny little games.
Oh, oof. Good reaction from Bang. There's too many players for him to actually get hold of the picks now down towards middle. Nebula up to deny and not allow Leviatán to get more ground towards the vents. As they're looking to inch from vents towards this A site. Everybody's pivoting back towards sewers. Comes down to Tex here to have to open it up. He's alone, hit by a Dizzy. Nobody's really pushing forward yet. Asuna almost lines up 2 players there. Or almost lined up, rather. As Leviatán only have 2 remaining. Aspas and King on that late rotate from middle back towards the sewers. King Elite still has full
30
support to
seconds
support Aspas here. Looking for the walk contact as they get spotted by Bustia.
It's interesting to see without that wall, especially from attack side, you're forced to fight heaven, right? 100 Thieves has the ability now to put up their wall, take it down.
Last player standing.
Fast shot there.
Down A.
Okay, Aspas.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds left. Again, they were just trying to catch some players off guard. I mean, as soon as you pick off a few, it gives you an opportunity to plant right away.
Fan silly.
And as soon as his teammate fell down, you see Aspas just trying to save his weapon. Nice picks in the end, but no matter what, 100 Thieves are looking like a pretty decent start on the defensive side of Split.
Yeah, feeling a lot better about this one. Still scary to see Aspas hitting those shots, but it doesn't matter if the time's gonna run down. Asuna on top, feeling so good on this raise here once again. Here's what I was talking about, just not having that wall from attack side to put it up or take it down when you want. That's all dictated by 100 Thieves. They leave that doorway open and are very happy to take the ramp fight over and over. Coming up with their third round now, 3-1 as we head into round 5. Back towards A, but Spike lingers around mid right now for Leviatán, so we'll see how 100 Thieves reacts to this early pressure ramp. Take flight. Low buy is gonna mean Lev's moving a little quicker.
Push it right out. Answering back snakebite to not allow here Leviatán to move up towards the A ramp, and they went for a bit of util to try to seize them back.
100 Thieves, they hear something. They are happy to put a few bits of util down, whether it's an ultimate, or not, sorry, not ultimate, a mosh pit, or the nade from Asuna, or a Viper Bite. Anything to slow down Leviatán, the speed they use to hit sites. Here's another one. Just delay. Just delay.
This time off the smoke, so instant answer. Bustia with the pick onto Aspas, a flash. Bang turns away from it. Aftershock did not even affect him at all. So he's hunting down, trying to get the pit in the next round. Actually upgrades here to the Vandal that was left behind by Aspas. Trying to catch some. Also has no idea that Mizzino's there. There's that satchel, at least to break that crosshair placement, not allowing the Frenzy to get too much value. Goes for the last one, shock dart right at the feet of Asuna. Doesn't care, stays alive, gets the third pick.
Feeling good there. Ultimate again to come online. And 100 Thieves not even having to put up too much of a defensive answer. The firepower is there. They're winning the first angle hits, these first bloods. They're converting their 5v4s. And it's looking clean. Everything they want to have happen right now. Great backup for each other, anchoring on these shots. We're going to get a Leviatán timeout. You see 10 and 3 for Asuna to start it off. I'd call a timeout too, if something like that was happening on the other side of the map. They got to figure out a way to get through this defense. Do we have timeouts on the round, but has that been planted yet? Do we have a defuse, right? It's getting tough to find the post plant for Leviatán here.
Yeah, just been elimination so far. But yeah, the timeout, trying to figure out what we can do here with this utility. I mean, Christy brought it up there at the desk where that utility you have from Calm usually could be utilized to drop some Cypher trips, or even nanoswarms from Akeji, depending maybe with what they saw from the tape from 100 Thieves, if there's anything that they usually pull in the past. 100 Thieves came out with a brand new playbook, and there's no real counter to that one yet.
Right. I'm envisioning a post plant for Leviatán. Calm fires out a sonar bolt if he still has one, and you kind of get that info on the site where people aren't. So maybe a raise nade can go to elbow if you didn't get a ping in sight, or hear a shot. It's only if you get to that post plant situation, though, with sonar bolt up, with the way we still have to see how Leviatán can play that late in the round if they can get that spike down. That's the question. And that might be a way that they can get around 100 Thieves. They're looking for the first frags that they had, right? Aspas was coming out with 10 first bloods on the first map, and we haven't seen those opening frags here on the second one. Pushing up now, all ramp once again. Looks like they're going to try to stay behind each other. We have not seen a full hit in the sight. They try to take full control, then heaven. So maybe a different look here.
It was both initiators that used util on the attack there towards middle, so we saw Bustia rotate across. So everybody meeting up now towards the A site, looking to explode. Big frontliner recon right in the site. Showstopper knows that there's one towards the elbow, but a dizzy to support, allowing EU to get the ping through the smoke. As Asuna still guards the back of the site, behind the map, and all these folks coming through. Support coming up across the map as Cryocel's is playing that Astra. It's not enough Leviatán to really commit towards the swarm within the A site.
Right. Can't get in. I mean, Mazzino with that from the shadows, like you were saying, just to identify, but still the distance to follow up on a Raze and an Omen like that is just too tough. Still in the default defensive positions, really, for 100 Thieves here. Feeling good about this round. The Fury.
And floods out. Leviatán out.
Okay.
Towards the A site, even to get to contact on the Hunter's Fury. Instantly, we have the advantage out for Leviatán. Mazzino covering his teammates back as they're going for a plant. It's successful. Crowley in the interim was able to answer back onto Mazzino. So he's alone against two. King's low on HP. There's no stars left to work with. He's gonna have to work with his gun only. There's that first contact. And it's not Planet for Calm, who does have double shock darts at least. There's that first one at the ground. Crosscell still wants to stick it. Calm swings out. Nice attempt. But Leviatán are able to get the second one.
On the timing, Calm comes up there. You said even had the dart. You wanted to use it. Wow. Nice job by Leviatán there to make sure they get the frag in the end. Boosted were able to close it. It looked like that up the gut, just using the Hunter's Fury towards elbow, being able to take the site is what made it. And here, this would have been huge for Cryo. Seems to be suffering a bit now in the controller role. Would have been such a big boost there. This goes here. But not too big of a deal. Only lets Leviatán get one more. 4-2 now, but that Rolling Thunder's ready. Cypher Ultimate is ready as well, but you have a few on 100 Thieves side, and we're seeing it now as they take A control. The ramp that Leviatán wants just about every round is now secured by 100 Thieves.
Almost somehow lands that shock dart right at the feet of Bang, down to 60 HP. And an Owl Drone even to try to counter that if he wants to. Staying behind towards the spawn, looking for the right timing to use it. As for the rest here of Leviatán, holding back for mid control. And Mazzino watching for the push. So the support or the focus is definitely trying to activate Aspas up for the mid control.
Looking for the contact mosh, it looks like. Oh boy.
Yeah, no opportunity to throw a mosh there when a Rolling Thunder comes out, but it still lands on the top of Heaven. Aftershock does get the contact on the EU. Hat being thrown, showstopper out for Asuna. Cryo in the back of the site to get the headshot onto Tex. Now towards the new boxes though, Asuna thought that he had the right read, but King swings out for the pick.
2v2 now. A little low for two players, but healthy Cryo, healthy Mazzino.
Big flash, Cryo hit by it, now traded out. A 1v1 Bang upgraded to the Phantom to trade it right back. And 100 Thieves continue to hold their defensive half.
That got scary as they dove into the site, water falling in through Heaven there. Leviatán looked like they had the upper hand, but it did come down to the 1v1, and we know Bang good for those. Picks up another one. Even with this damage here early, unbeknownst to them, Bang still good to come into the end of the round.
Standing.
All right, none of those ultimates really used, except for the Viper's Pit on the side of 100 Thieves, and that was just to defend A as we had a B hit right towards Mailroom. Paranoia was in Heaven, not Mailroom.
Now Paintel's out, defenders pushing through the smoke. We're still doing a lot of damage here on the lower buy that you have for Leviatán. Sheriff left for Calm. We're just chasing for the kill. 100 Thieves again, just looking to have fun, and Krau's pushing out a B main. A free kill for him.
What a night and day change from the first map. Lev now yet to get a first kill after seeing Aspas get 10 of them in the last map here. In this play as well. Well orchestrated, good protocol, but not expecting 100 Thieves to be pushed up in Mailroom. The Paranoia was fully for Heaven, just a little bit further down, and they would have had Bang paranoid and probably dead to rights. Very happy parents in the crowd. The support crew always here and cheering. 6-2 now as we get into round 9. Quite a bit of util again to A, and Aspas. There's the first blood and the first one of the map for Leviatán.
Much needed there as they're holding back. Maybe the Aljon to try to re-clear the second defender, but it actually doesn't really hit Boostio, so he's playing the off angle. Stays within the smoke as Bang pushed down towards middle at that point to try to cut the rotate. But Boostio has fallen within that smoke.
Yeah.
It just gives it an opportunity here for Leviatán to just cut noise. 100 Thieves with that are just going to group up with the disadvantage that they have in numbers this time around, focusing towards the A side. It's a good read.
Ooh. Such a heavily focused A ramp.
And the second to swing out, denied by King once again, but EU is on the front of the ramp. All alone, 44 seconds left. Hit by the Prowler. King is trying to fall back. EU's trying to chase after him. Dancing around throughout the sewers. He does have help in the sewers over King, but he doesn't need it. The pick onto EU as Leviatán are able to hold true.
And silly, I don't know if I have seen a ramp fought for this much between two teams. They are staying there, taunting each other, tempting more fights, and then finally, in the moment when they've had enough, we get the final pushes in, obviously towards the end of the round on this one. But yeah, this is a very volatile position, it seems, for these compositions, the way they're playing them. Maybe because of the Sova, maybe because the way, if they have Heaven, Sova's more useful in that position, high priority. But the way that it keeps going A is wild. Here, though, we get B, we'll switch it up. No push-up, but an over-under here for Asuna.
For Leviatán, it's a double swing. A little bit of a missed time there, but Cryo still gets that pick onto King. Low HP.
Yeah.
His Aspas falling away. So despite Cryo being alone on that timing, we're still able to hold his ground on that B site.
Ooh. Info's still good. Damage is there, though. Leviatán may look to trail towards that. No, back towards A, of course. They got the camera there. It's safe. And they can begin to use a bit of comm util. Still sonar bolt up with double shock darts, so they can make their way in.
Second cage is still available for tech, so they could pop that and start using it towards the A site. Gonna be difficult to try to enter when Aspas only has 7 HP. So instead, they're gonna cut noise, trying to walk through. Recon Dart is gonna give the cue here for EU to look for some teammates' help. Throws the C's to slow things down on that push, and there's that rotate coming out, as you can see from that radar from 100 Thieves. 30 on the clock remaining.
30 seconds left.
Mazino Smoke's about to wear. He threw that earlier.
He threw it towards the Heaven Elise.
Yeah.
Refresh that for a bit. Couldn't throw it, actually, as Asuna gets the pick.
Okay.
16 seconds left. Making sure we're clearing towards that back of the site. Aspas satchels across for a plant. Difficult for them to hold, though.
So I think where Ender said, Gecko becomes very tough to play against on that retake, throwing everything in your face, and here we go, 100 Thieves in the site.
Recon Dart to come out. Oh no, he came from Brucio himself, but that's good enough. The rest will be able to flirt right behind him and get all the trades needed to allow 100 Thieves to get the defuse here.
EU defuse bring up that Nightfall a little bit quicker as well. 7-3 here. The defensive side of 100 Thieves playing very strong. Asuna won off that showstopper, and that one was a retake. We're finally getting to the position where Lev is breaking a bit of the defense, playing the time of the round to get into the site and get the plant. Took a while, though. Shows you how strong 100 Thieves have been playing.
And you just saw the idea, at least from one of these plays, from that Recon Dart for the post plants, where Calm was positioned out towards the orb, where he's not going to be in a position where he could get spam or push yet from the A side ramp, and potentially get a couple of sprays as he gets the Recon Dart from the enemies flooding back through screens to retake the site. But that time, they didn't have enough numbers to help. Low HP on Aspas. And 100 Thieves now still at 7 against Leviatán's 3.
They're playing the conditioning of A ramp, but Spike's going to go B this time. So Leviatán is now trying to play off of what they've been showing 100 Thieves and pull a switcheroo here. It looks like Cryocells could be ready to call that.
Yeah. Especially when you have a lower buy. A couple of stingers here and 2 big ults to help around those stingers. And Cryo's hunting for that information. What a good position, as you see from Leviatán. Very difficult for Cryocells to clear. He's the first to fall.
Playing it patient. They've seen how many? 2 times in that? They're expecting Asuna or somebody else right away. They'll find Bang. Another trade.
Or picked up, hat thrown out, EU's in the back. And after that might be the call to just rotate towards the A site. And look at this timing now. Okay, we're going to book it towards the A site, and Calm books it towards the spawn. Here's the satchel, and Asuna's not going to clear it. So he's going to call it for his teammates, and he could still get a couple of picks towards spawn. Wrapping back towards the Heaven, a ding! But no kill onto Asuna. Misses the satchel, rocket right into sight. Vecino tries to push forward and gets denied by Bucio for the support. King solo has done it before. Gets the first one. Aftershock then to deny the defuse. But it's not gonna work. EU's there to get the pick. And the defuse will come in for 100 Thieves. This is looking pretty good after all. Despite Leviatán coming out with a new composition, 100 Thieves were not flustered by it at all.
Not at all. They know what they want to do on retake, and I feel like they know that they can just attack Leviatán on the way in. They're not looking for much of a flank. They're not really going to get hit by Calm or a Viper alert coming in through vents. So I feel like 100 Thieves is very confident knowing what they see in front of them is what they're getting. It's not really too much trickery from Leviatán other than last round when we saw them rotate off a ramp. But yeah, 100 Thieves taking it as it is and mowing down Lev every time they're in the crosshair. Towards A again, 2-3 split for Lev here to still work A ramp. Something 100 Thieves is very prepared for. What is this move? Trying to get a quick play, maybe some sound.
Yeah, I mean, they went for the half buy with stingers and rifles in the previous round. This time it's also another broken buy, so it really comes down to the 3 ults. They're trying to create a diversion, force a rotate out towards middle, and then we'll explode here with the 3.
Okay. Looks like the explosion is going to happen now. Flashes out, sonar bolts. All right. Into the site. It's going to be a retake for 100 Thieves. They've avoided all the pressure that Leviatán wanted on the take. The ultimates. How good is this retake going to be? Lev has the chance to set up a good defense here.
Calm did get a ping from the 100 Fury. Look at this. It's planning for heaven. He's already looking it out towards middle. Still sticking to what he's true for, but he has to hurry up because 100 Thieves are already put up a wall, and they're looking to flood right back within the site. Mosh pit being thrown within the 8. And then Bucio comes in for the pick. Bazino trying to play the off angle. Numbers are falling down. It's up to Calm alone. And you can't work when the rest of his teammates are falling out like that. The crowd's behind 100 Thieves as he finished the half. 9-3.
What a first half from 100 Thieves. Asuna up front. Bucio in the crew. Calling the correct rotations mid-round. Understanding what Leviatán wanted to get out of this composition almost immediately. And how they wanted to play it. It does not look like Lev was able to turn this comp on the defensive side. 100 Thieves played it too strong, but looking what they have now going towards, or the attack side, sorry. Now on defense, I think we see this breach come into play a little bit more, slowing down 100 Thieves on attacks, but that's all hopeful for 100 Thieves now, or Lev now. 100 Thieves in the lead.
Yeah, and with that at the halftime, Elizabeth is standing by with some special guests. It's Cloud9's Rafiki, it's Simba, also known as Vanity and Oxy.
Okay, that's a good one. You like that one?
That was a good
Oxy,
one.
did you like that one?
Yeah, I love that
All
one.
right. Well, if you don't know what that's referring to, this is Cloud9 Vanity and Oxy, the winner. Some winners from yesterday. I had to ask you, one of my questions was about that lifting moment, and I kind of saw that almost like proud papa moment. How has it been, you know, he's a rookie, you're a vet, you've been here before. How has it been teaching Oxy the ropes and the rules of the land?
I don't gotta teach him much. He's a smart kid.
Smart kid.
Obviously, there's some things, but I think for the most part, he picks up. It's very natural for him. I think he deals with the pressure relatively well. I think the off-season stuff definitely helped, but I mean, even when we went to Korea and like Japan and playing in front of those crowds, like he wasn't phased. So he's just built for it, I guess.
He's built for it.
I think
Oxy, I have to ask you, has it sunk in yet that you got the first ace at the Americas and you have made one of the biggest splashes of a rookie I've ever seen?
You wouldn't have the first
I mean, I don't know.
didn't rob you.
I mean, yeah, it's sunk in a little bit. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I'm gonna go to you, Vanity, because Oxy brought this up in his post-match interview yesterday. Apparently, allegedly, the streets are saying, to borrow a phrase, that Demon One from NRG said that, okay, we're asking, don't, that Demon One said that Oxy is the worst duelist in the partner program. Well, I'm just gonna let you take that.
We'll see.
Okay. What is, as maybe Oxy for anyone, rather any of you here, what is the read on NRG? Are you excited for the match? Or you're like, oh, this is a cakewalk. We got this. What's the read? What's the vibe?
I mean, obviously they're a good team, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
A lot of seeing to be done. Well, Thank you guys so much. Can we give it up for Vanity and Oxy one more time? Thank you, gentlemen, very, very much. And we're gonna go back to Riv and Van Sealy, my two favorite boomers. Back to you, boys.
There's so much smack talk. Come on, we're getting strays here, but at the same time, I mean, both Vanity and Oxy are saying, hey, we'll see, and definitely we'll see that in Group A. That's happening February 23rd, so make sure you put that in your calendar for the VCT Americas. Back in the game now, though. State of the game for 100 Thieves, a strong defense, and we only saw one idea of the retake capabilities of 100 Thieves with the composition of what they had with the mosh pit and everything as well, but what really helped them was just deniability on how Leviatán was trying to explore the site with that composition. So now we didn't get to see too much of 100 Thieves on defensive plays on retakes.
Yeah, well, Lev planting the spike 3 times.
Yeah.
I think it was a tribute to 100 Thieves doing so well. But you're right. It kind of almost hides what this team has with this composition that they are enjoying playing. It seems like smiles around on that side of the stage for sure. And now we'll see what Lev can produce. Already a very big push out of B, so they have somewhat of a read on this play. Boostio damaged.
Shot there was close there. Second one within that orb. That's going to hit Asuna down to 25 as well. So both shot darts doing heavy damage. And he's playing Smile, you're on, Caddy camera. Some rest here for 100 Thieves. Finally with the wall coming down on the attack. Break the camera, the push out towards the A-ramp.
Big.
Cryo Cells is huge, but Aspas is on the flank. Oh, he was hurt by Cryo. He was ready for it, but unfortunately was caught in his reload. Plant instantly comes down from the wingman, and 100 Thieves have support control of the A heavens.
I love the wingman heaven plant. Crazy stuff.
Last 3 players of Leviatán pushing forward, pushing together up towards the A heaven, and that pesky wall out on the attack from Bang is just making it so difficult for them to try to fight towards that area, and I love it. This is discipline here for 100 Thieves. They had the plan for the wingman so they could hold the heavens, and once attack comes in, you can start flooding right back. And 100 Thieves looking to play the surprise. 3 versus 1 against Calm. Calm falls, and there's Bang with the last 2. 100 Thieves are looking very good here on split to try to push us to the 3rd map on Icebox.
What a cheeky little first round. Take control of heaven, wait for any commotion or ruckus down in the site, didn't hear anything, wingman out, plant, and everybody can do a little guardian status on that heaven position. Really nicely done. And we see, I was talking a little bit about the Viper Wall before, being able to use that in heaven to close it off or open it up whether you want it. We saw Level wasn't able to use that. Ramp was harder to take. 100 Thieves positioned themselves immediately behind that Viper Wall, and you see how much easier it is that they still have that controller on their side for this game in the composition. Nice dart. Not too much info given just by a stinger shot on that bolt, but again, free passes to ramp, and they'll go ahead and hold this spot, hoping for a Lev mistake.
The wall came down this spot too, and you see Leviatán within this round, they do have a stinger by half shield. Calm will do a little bit of chip damage with that one. That's onto Asuna and Bang. Allowing potentially Tex in the back of the map to do a little bit more damage. Even dodges the first Prowler. There's Calm long range throughout the cage to get the first kill. Second cage up just to try to deny the plant. It works out. Cryo Cells even gets his own smoke kill. Tex is still alone within the site. Alone at the elbow. The satchel in. Tex contacts onto Asuna. Aspas with the flank on the A heaven side. There's no weapons for them to pick up. They have to play Stinger's long range. It will be not effective against Cryo's Guardian.
Yep. Coming up clutch. Cryo starting off the second half, and even more in this game, feeling a lot more comfortable, it seems, just in the position and being more so last alive to try and get those fights instead of the first one in a volatile position. A little bit of an adjustment as well there from Leviatán. We saw the change up of the trap coming in from Cypher to stop the wingman or give him an idea if they would deploy that play again. As Lev now call a timeout here. Spike was planted, extra money given there. 11-3 here for 100 Thieves. What a difference from game 1. Honestly, 100 Thieves seems like they were kind of finding what that identity would be with the comp once they were against Lev. Lev in the driver's seat there for Bind, but here 100 Thieves showing us that it was just a mishap. A little bit of a fluke there on game 1, and the crowd is roaring behind these plays and the fans of 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves are actually liking this timeout from Leviatán because it's called in a moment where they only used 2 rounds working towards the A side, and the only time they really worked towards that A side was with the wingman plant and trying to take control of A heaven. So Leviatán off this timeout is, okay, well, they're actually adding a lot of pressure towards this A side. Should we try to fight back for that A ramp control? And it might come down to the later rounds when we actually have rifles on both ends. If it happens here that Leviatán's able to convert this, like you could start playing the mind games. And already as you start things off with 10 seconds left, like how far back Boostio is playing towards the spawn. I should probably throw a mosh up towards the A ramp while 100 Thieves are still working towards that A site.
Blast up maybe?
Yeah, it could be Dizzy as well.
Over, there's the last pack.
Mosh to deny, and he pushes out towards the ramp. Asuna with the satchels to get control of that area. You already see King propped up with util, a flash on the first contact. Camera even seeing the Gecko out towards the A ramp. So they know the hit's still coming towards this A site. Exchange of utilities. And once that's done, see if that bloodbath will happen for these trades.
Tex insight just behind Discipline Box. Cryo with this lurk in mid. Have to expect it. Astra can be wherever she wants, and A is going to be taken, or Heaven's going to be taken once again. Whether or not they deploy the same strat 3 rounds in a row, we'll have to see. Cosmic Divide comes down, and Heaven is once again 100 Thieves.
And a Tex just shot at the bottom behind the flower pot. Only one player in the A side, but the switch comes in towards B. This is all going to get hurt as they move up towards the mail now for 100 Thieves. 1 star at the top, doesn't even need to get popped as Boostio pops the head of Mazzino. 3 players left alive now for Leviatán against a full roster of 100 Thieves. The black for B main, courtesy of Wingman once again.
Right there.
Texas looking for a play, looking for a flank, but Bang denies it right away. The last 2 players only with this Bulldog and Stinger. As 100 Thieves, maybe they want Boostio to go for the hunt, try to get the thrash in the next.
Slow push now. Oh, he just walks away. Yeah, probably just gonna be the last few kills here. Looking at how 100 Thieves is running this comp, especially off that Cosmic Divide. Maybe push?
Yeah, look at him just run it.
They're trying to find him.
Allowing it for Boostio to try to push forward, and there you go, he gets the kill. That's perfect. So he'll have to thrash in the next round. Spike will go off.
Yeah.
Aspas doesn't die to the spike on top of that. And 100 Thieves, a very convincing second map.
Absolutely. Looking at now how they're working with that Cosmic Divide, it almost revealed what they want to do once it's a gun round. If you have cryo cells roaming around the map, able to hit shots like this, you have a wall that gets where you wherever you really want on A ramp to A heaven, you still have all of your stars for another move. Once they got into sight, nobody on the side of Leviatán could peek because they had stars in their face. They could have gotten warped into a gravity well. There is so much control on the map from these 2 controllers.
There's a ping for this for the same hit, but look at the position from King all the way towards Nail. Could actually stun across to get that support. Calm will be able to get that pick onto Asuna, but not before Aspas falls. Off the timing, though, Bang pushes up, and Calm falls down. And then Tex. It's going back and forth towards the A-ramp battle.
We knew it was volatile over there, Vans. It does not stop into the second half either. Coming down to a 3v3 now. Tex basically hanging on by a hair at 1 HP. It's going to be Thrash into B, and it looks like 100 Thieves will follow to try and bring us to a map 3 on this round. Wingman's about to go out, and they're about to set up this post plan.
Big flank watch, big battle. The hat allowing King to get an advantage against EU. But EU goes for the wide swing instead. Only 1 left at 1 HP. It's Tex moving up towards the mail. Boostio, meanwhile, has picked up the thrash. Just to get for a second time more information in the B site. And as EU swings out with it, 100 Thieves close out that second map.
Whoa, I think this just some...
Chat, sorry, we're gonna have to probably fix this headset, and then we'll see you in the Pacifics.
A slight audio issue. We're gonna handle that right now. Nobody expected this. I think the players didn't expect this as well. What a good game from 100 Thieves. The first one, a great game from the Leviatán. And does this toss up the group? What a question now, right? We have a 3rd map that's gonna decide these 2, and We're going to Icebox for the first time in Americas for the start of the season. I'm so excited, Van Silly.
Yeah, and when you're looking at the map beetles once again of how that panned through, it was actually 100 Thieves' opportunity to see what map they wanted to ban and see what map they wanted to play. So again,
They're
an
like
opportunity
Sunset
here,
now.
a new strat book coming out for 100 Thieves, and I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen on Icebox, and that will be after the break when we return with the analyst desk.